ya. He gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya. He gon' give it to ya.
Good morning, guys. It's JT here, and here are my takeaways from today's UWM Cell Phone. So let's get right into it. Number one, the mass media impact. Now, let me break this down to you. Think about it this way, okay? If you are watching Channel 5, Channel 7, or your local channel news, and you hear them talk about mortgages, you hear them talk about interest rates, you hear them talk about the real estate industry in general, it's safe to assume that they are a good week or 2 weeks behind. And in most cases, in some cases, they're 3 months behind. And I'll tell you why. These past couple of days, all over Instagram, all over TikTok, all over the news, you had everybody talking about how Biden was going to punish those with good credit. When in reality, I made a video on this a good 3 months ago. This was towards the end of January when that was released. So what that meant was that Biden was going to punish those with good credit. So if you had a 700 or better FICO score, you were going to get a higher rate, or your loan level pricing adjustments were going to be higher than those with bad credit. Now, the reason behind that was that they were trying to narrow the gap between those that do and those that don't. And in order for them to do that, those with good credit were gonna have to pay the consequences. So that's what I mean by the mass media impact on mortgages. Number two, relentless. You've got to be relentless in today's market. And here's what I mean by that. You've got to go out there. You've got to put in the work. You've got to pass out business cards. You've got to pass out flyers. You've got to put your name out there. You've got to be relentless. You've got to be aggressive. And you have to put in the work and the effort. Now, in order for you to do that, well, you've got to, number one, come up with a plan. Number two, come up with the strategy. And last but not least, you've got to execute. So go out there and be relentless, guys. Number three, you're only gonna get what you put in. Let me repeat that to you. You will only get what you put in. Let me break this down to you. If you're not meeting your goal, well, it is a good idea to analyze, number one, how long you've been working towards your goal. Number two, maybe your strategy is not working. And then last but not least, it might not be a bad idea to go back to the drawing board. This reminds me about mask. You've got to have the proper mindset. You've got to be accountable. You've got to be consistent, and you have to have a strategy planned out. Also, what are you tracking? If you ain't tracking, then it's probably not worth doing. And I will tell you that anything that is worth doing is trackable. And then also, what activity are you doing? One of the things that I recently implemented here at Goto Mortgage Solutions was the closeout mentality. I've noticed that there's a lot of industries that have a closeout period. However, we in our industry don't, other than the end of the month. What does it mean in the mortgage industry, the end of the month? That means that processing, operations, stays hours upon hours trying to fund the last couple of loans, right? Going the extra mile. Okay, I'm not a big fan of that, right? Because it all starts before that. So what we've done is we've implemented 2 different closeout sessions. Number one on the 15th and number 2 on the 30th. And we're tracking a combination of a couple of things. We're tracking the number of phone calls, the number of office visits. We're tracking the amount of leads received on a daily basis. We're tracking how many appointments you set for that day, how many app intakes. We're also tracking how many borrowers you pre-approved that day, how many submissions, and last but not least, how many loans you funded. That is what we are tracking for our closeout mentality, something we recently implemented here at Goto Mortgage Solutions. And I will tell you guys, okay, a lot of us are carrying this sheet and are tracking our activity day in, day out, and are being conscious, because the last thing we want to do is be here on the 14th, 15th at midnight trying to meet the goals. Or the same thing goes for, being here on the 30th, trying to meet our goals, right? I think that if we are able to track it, the days leading to that, we will be able to meet or reach our goals. Otherwise, we're just going to be like a candle in the wind. Guys, these are my takeaways from watching UWM Sales Huddle. I hope that you found them of value. I hope that one or two things are implementable towards your day, your week, your month, your year, and who knows, maybe you'd be able to carry them on in your life. So if you found this of value, please do me a huge favor. Give this a like, give this a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, and please be sure to dong that bell. The next time we upload a video, alright, you're automatically notified. And the good thing about this is you will never ever be missing out on another upload from us here at Goto Mortgage Solutions or at JT's lending team. Guys, hope you found it of value. Have a great day, and let's dominate, team.